Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Welcome to another podcast.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien. That's as far as we get.
Un cerveza, por favor.
That's
it. I don't even drink beer.
Café con leche?
Yeah, I can have that. Paella.
Paella. Roll the intro.
Hello, and welcome to Confetti Conversations,
the podcast where me and my sister talk all things weddings, wedding planning, and married life.
Despite our little bit of Spanish, we're not talking about anything to do with Spain. We are talking about speeches.
Mm-hmm.
As we mentioned briefly, and Hayley had her little tiny rant in the last podcast, we thought it'd be a good episode to talk about speeches. Obviously, we both did we both did a speech at each other's weddings, maid of honour speech. And I mean, they both went down really well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we prepared for them, but we don't have any experience with anything like, obviously, a best man speech or father of the bride speech or anything like that. We can only go on the speeches that we have heard.
Yeah.
Give me 3 things that you think make a good speech.
There's a good amount of time. They shouldn't be too short and they shouldn't be too long.
Yeah.
A few jokes that don't upset anyone.
Yeah.
And references that different groups will know.
Yeah, no private jokes is a big one.
Yeah, that's it.
Because there's nothing worse, and I have been there where it's like, not like personally for me, but I've been at a wedding or a party where someone's made a speech and there's like loads and loads of personal like inside jokes.
Yeah.
And it's really uncomfortable for everybody involved because nobody gets it apart from the people who are on the inside. So it just makes everybody feel like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, we weren't there, so we don't know.
Yeah.
So I think
if you're going to do something like that, like tell the story if it's appropriate.
Yeah. Tell why you have that, that inside joke. Like an inside joke is fine if everybody's in.
Yeah.
Like if it's not something that you're willing to share, then don't share it.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's just uncomfortable for everybody. Everybody feels like, well, we weren't there, so we're not in on it.
Yeah.
It's better if everybody's in on the joke. I think that's the most important thing. Like, Ellis's best men,
Mm-hmm.
they told some funny stories about Ellis, but they told the story so we got it.
Yeah.
And we were in on the joke.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, Ellis, do you remember? And then saying a memory that has no context to anybody else and it's only Ellis and them that get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely no inside jokes. I'd say keep it short and sweet, but not too short that everybody's wanting more.
And it's planned into your day, the speeches, if you're having them.
Yeah.
Like they asked us roughly how long we thought the speeches would be. Obviously, we have no idea what our dad's really good at speeches.
Yeah,
isn't
he is. Yeah.
So we knew his would be the right amount of time. Like I think it was like 19 minutes or something. I think there was a bet on it.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes is about right for a father of the bride.
I personally think that 10 to 15 minutes is the right amount of time. Like dad's speeches are always brilliant, and
I think if you're not good at them, don't drag them out.
Yeah, it doesn't drag, but at the same time I think like at that point everybody's full, everybody's a lot of people are probably thinking, I want to sit somewhere else for a little bit. You don't want to be the reason that everybody sat there like it dragging on. But then equally, I think like my speech, for example, was probably only 5 minutes max. Maybe not even that. Maybe like 2 minutes.
Yeah, mine was the same for yours. It was a couple of minutes.
Like that's fine because it's the end of the.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, it's the end of the speeches. Like we're just rounding it off. That's what we both wanted.
Yeah.
And like that's okay for it to be a couple of minutes. But if like dad's speech was 2 minutes, I think everyone would be like, oh, like is that it?
Yeah.
Like I think as a maid of honour, you have less to talk about. You're only really, it's only an
already
addition.
been spoken about by the father of the bride and the groom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's specific things that each person should talk about, really, isn't there?
Yeah.
So like the father of the bride talks about the bride.
Yeah.
The best man talks about the groom.
Yeah.
and then the groom thanks everybody, and like the bridesmaids, and also talks, you know, a bit about the bride, but mostly the groom's job is to thank everybody, really.
Yeah.
The best man's job is to talk about the groom, and the father of the bride's job is to talk about the bride. So
and like first impressions of the groom.
Yeah. So I think as a maid of honor, being an additional speech, you don't like. There's less rules really, and you can kind of do a bit of what you want, can't you?
Yeah. That's it.
So we've obviously gone to our old friend ChatGPT to give us a couple of hints and tips.
My buddy.
So, wedding speeches are not performances; they're gifts. So it's not about you. It's not about you doing a speech at somebody's wedding. It's not about you being the performer in the room. It's about the moment and what you're talking about. It's so cute. I've never thought about it like that, to be honest.
I like it.
The goal isn't to be the funniest or most poetic person in the room. It's to make the couple feel seen, supported, and celebrated.
Yes.
Like for a best man, the point is that the groom, you know, people see the groom from their point of view. Like generally the best man has been with the groom for a long time, you know, friends for a really long time, or a brother or something along those lines. And they've been with them for everything. So therefore, you know, our aunties, for example, didn't know Sam or Ellis when they were kids. So to have a best man to tell them the stories, and for the rest of the room to sort of see from their perspectives. Okay, so these are some golden rules. These are some golden rules. Easy to follow. So, short beats clever. This is saying 2 to 4 minutes is ideal.
That's too short.
I think that's too short.
Everyone like gets comfy, gets a drink, like...
Yeah, I think for me 10 to 15 is my cut-off point. And I think if you have one long speech, so say for example, you know the father of the bride's speech is going to be long, the others really should be short.
Yeah.
Because I think if you have lots of long speeches, it can drag.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I really do think that, you know, if there's going to be one long speech, then try and keep the others as short as possible.
Yeah, totally.
Specific beats generic. Real moments over cliches. So don't say things that you think you should say. Say things that are heartfelt, real moments that make you, you know, make people sort of understand your friendship or relationship or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Kind beats funny, especially with alcohol involved.
Yeah.
Don't try and be the funny one, or don't try and put someone down. Like, it happens so much with best men and grooms.
Yeah.
That the best men are trying to put them down.
Yeah.
And it just is really uncomfortable for everybody, because everybody obviously loves the groom because that's why they're there. And then there's the best man being like, oh, he's such a this and he's such a that. And it's just really uncomfortable.
Yeah, totally agree.
Like, I just don't agree with it. I think you should always be like respectful of the people that you're talking about. Like, don't get me wrong, we always should be telling funny stories, and if they've done something stupid, we all want to hear about it because it is funny. But we're not there to tear them down. We're there to lift them up and talk nicely about them. And this is saying one story is enough. You don't need to be telling repeated stories. If you've got like a golden gem, really funny story about them, just tell that one. You don't have to tell 10 stories about all the different things that you've done together. And
pick a favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, a simple structure that always works. Who you are and how you know the couple is how you start it. So, you know, how, especially, I think this can be targeted a lot more to like best men, maid of honor, because like we all know who the father of the bride is. We all know who the groom is. I think with best men, giving some context on how long you've known them for, what your relationship is, it just helps everybody in the room to sort of be in on it. Like, especially with best men, like that they can be friends from primary school, they could be friends from university. Like, there's loads of different ways they could have met this person. Like, you do need to give context as to who you are as a person. Then go into one meaningful story or observation. So like something that's happened along your lives, or something that's funny, or like a sort of talking about them as a person and how they are, how they make people feel, things like that. and then what this says about their relationship. So sort of how they take the lessons they've learned, I guess, how this relates to them in a relationship, and how this sort of shows them as a person in a relationship, and what they sort of, what they bring to a relationship, I guess.
Yeah.
And then a warm wish or a toast. So.
Oh, there's something about toast, isn't there? If the toast is to you, you don't drink.
Yes.
So Dad had to stop me because
when they said to the bride, and you're there like,
that's me.
Yeah.
Dad was like, not now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're not supposed to drink if the toast is directed at you. Yeah. So I think, as a rule, if you're unsure how to write a speech, then start with who you are and how you know the couple. Then go into some form of story, may it be funny, sweet, whatever it may be, or an observation. Then how that relates to their relationship, and then a toast at the end. If you have a few like anecdote stories that are like small and like all come together to one point, then definitely tell a few stories.
Yeah. But
you don't need to be telling like 10 really long, in-depth, elaborate stories about when you went on a school skiing trip and they fell over. Like, do you know what I mean? It just doesn't need to be like that.
My story and yours is about how we used equipment at the yard as weapons.
Yeah.
Because there was like a good enough group that knew that story.
I don't think I told a story.
I haven't got the video back yet, so I was going to say I'll put it online, but yours isn't back yet, so we can put mine up.
Yeah, I don't think I told a story actually for yours. I think I just talked about us and our relationship and you meeting Ellis. I think that was sort of more what mine was sort of centered around. So, what to absolutely avoid.
Okay.
We've already said this, but inside jokes that no one else understands.
Yeah.
It just doesn't go down well, and it's
boring.
really awkward. Ex-partners or how wild they used to be stories.
Yeah, no one needs that.
Yeah, and it's also like, if you're saying, oh, when they were single, they were like this and they were like that, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, right, well...
We've all been there.
Yeah, like, we've all had those times when we were single. Like, we don't need to be talking about it at their wedding. Like, it's more important to talk about the love that they share as a couple rather than what they were like 10 years ago.
Oh,
just doesn't make sense.
No one needs to know me
then. Ranking yourself as best friend or sibling.
Well, you are my best sibling because there's only one.
Well, yeah, but the thing is I don't really mind that. Like, it doesn't bother me necessarily. Like, I guess it depends on your relationship.
I think for Ellis, Billy is one of his best mates, but he's also his longest standing friend.
Yeah, but the thing is that I would say that a lot of my friends are my best friends. Like, it doesn't, maybe I use it more casually.
I think we're just very lucky we've got a lot of good friends.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't be like, I'd say that a lot of my friends are my best friends. I wouldn't say like, well, that's a friend. Like, I feel like I hold people close because I want them close. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have a select few of very, very close friends.
Yeah.
So I don't have a massive circle at all.
No.
But that's because my friends are my friends. Like, they're my best friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel about it. So maybe that's just my perspective on friendship.
You've got a pretty good bunch of friends.
We both do. We do. Roasts that punch down 100%. Never, ever bring somebody down on their wedding day.
No.
Like, I think it's so inappropriate.
Yeah.
Like, it really bothers me when people are like, oh, they used to be like that, or they were so this, or like
he used to be fun, and then Ellis used to be fun, and then he met Hayley, and obviously I'm the fun one, so
But it's things like my friends, my uni girls, roast me to like high heaven in the group chat. And like, when we were at uni, I used to be roasted constantly. Like,
surely
everything.
Deserved.
Well, anything I did, they'd roast me for it. Like, I'd literally wake up in the morning and they'd roast me for it. Like, but it's funny, but none of them would ever dream of embarrassing me.
No.
Like, in a public situation, in the group chat or in our circle, it's fine. But when we get to, like on my hen do, they could have been, she does this and she does that kind of stuff, but they would never do that because it's not like.
And also, you've grown up with them.
Yeah, but equally, there's a time and place for it. Like, roast them at the bar later on if that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's absolutely fine. You can roast them all day long, but do not do it publicly.
No.
In front of everybody.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
embarrassing.
Like, grandma doesn't need to know.
Yeah, or like it's uncomfortable for your parents and grandparents to hear people speaking about you in that way.
Yeah, and they won't get the sarcasm.
No, they'll just think they're being rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reading directly from your phone the whole time.
No.
We have an absolutely categorically no phones allowed policy.
On speeches.
Speeches are to be read from paper or cue cards. Like, cue cards are fantastic, but paper is perfect.
Yeah.
We do not read from phones. We also do not read from scraps of paper. Don't read from scrumpled pieces of paper that you've had in your pocket all day or you've sat on. Like, your speech is printed and put on your seat, or it's folded neatly in your pocket.
Yeah.
Like, be conscious of how you're carrying your speech around.
You know, the table's got moved around. Where did your speech end up?
On my seat.
Your original seat?
Yeah. No, my actual seat.
Oh, okay.
It moved with...
Oh, luckily.
Yeah, it moved with the thing.
Yeah.
Because that's how I knew that the tables had moved, like... Well, that's why I was saying to people they were definitely right this morning, because I put it put it on my original seat, so I knew it was right in the morning. Now, delivery tips for nervous speakers. Write it out and practice it out loud.
Yeah, so you can't really practice them enough if you're nervous.
Yeah. I think if you're worried about fumbling over your words, you almost have to memorize it.
Yeah.
So that if you do lose your place, you are able to find it again very easily.
Yeah, that's what Dad's good at, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's not like necessarily the most confident with it, but he delivers a really good speech.
But also, if he does lose his place, he'll say something funny.
Yeah.
Like, he's good at picking himself out of...
Yeah.
He'll be like, hang on a minute, like, don't have my glasses on or something. And that's what he said at your wedding, actually.
He actually didn't have his glasses.
He didn't have his glasses with him, so he couldn't... He
couldn't see.
He very much went off script at Hayley's wedding because he couldn't read where he was in his speech, but because he'd practiced it enough,
he
fine. Knew what was coming, and like neither speech was like, because I was reading his speech as he was saying it on my wedding.
So was I.
And he was jumping around all over the place, but it didn't matter because
he didn't repeat himself.
He didn't repeat himself. He knew what he was going to say. He knew what needed to be said. Stop looking at the baby.
Sorry, but she looked like a sumo wrestler.
He knew what needed to be said, and then he made sure that it was done properly. He didn't fumble over it or get himself lost or anything like that. No. He got himself to where he needed to be.
Yeah.
So make sure that you know it and that you're confident with. If you're not sure you're going to be able to read it, try and memorize as much of it as you possibly can. Or have different sections in different colours.
Yeah.
So that you know, okay, I'm on the red section now. Like, I'm quite visual. Like, I can see a page and how it's laid out. Like, for example, when I was learning lines for uni, I could see the page and how it was laid out, and I could tell you exactly where on that page the line I was trying to remember was.
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember the words.
Yeah.
So like, I can visually see it. I just can't. I can't
completely
read
photographic.
it. Yeah, which is weird. So, like, for me, that would be really helpful because I'd be like, right, I know I'm on the red section and the blue section relates to this, so I know I need to start with this.
Yeah.
So, something like that might be helpful. Print it out. Always print it out.
Yeah.
Because forever, the amount of speeches I've seen where the phone's locked and they're like, oh, sorry, and like fumbling, trying to get themselves back into their phone, or...
It's not charged.
Like, their phone's died, so they're reading it off their friend's phone, and then they're having to say, "Oh, can you just let me back in your phone?" Just no with phones. Not even iPads. Like, I don't even agree. Like, nothing electronic. Like, have it physically there. It looks so much smarter.
Absolutely.
Pause. The silence feels longer to you than them.
Yep.
Always take time for pauses and let people laugh.
Yes.
Like, if somebody's laughing, wait for them. Like, you don't have to wait for them to finish laughing because it could be, if it's really funny, they could be going for ages. But let people have a moment to laugh and then carry on. Because it's just people miss bits, or it feels a bit awkward if you just keep going and you not give people the chance to find it funny.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, with like the jokes, it might take people a second. You might hear people like chuntering about it, but let that happen.
Yeah.
But also, like, pick it back up again.
Yeah.
Don't let it get out of hand.
Yeah.
The conversations.
Yeah. If somebody heckles you, if you feel confident enough, comment on it.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel confident enough, brush over it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, ignore it.
Just ignore it. But if you feel like, you know, one of Dad's friends heckled him at my wedding whilst he was doing his speech, and I think he said something along the lines of, I didn't count on you being the person to heckle me first. I thought it'd be my wife.
Yeah.
And then
my mom interrupting him.
Yeah. He was literally talking about
being interrupted
and living with 3 girls, and then mom interrupted him whilst he was speaking.
Yeah.
And he just like he just said, I can't even remember what he said now.
And we've got really good photos of that moment as well. It was so funny.
But he said something like, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, if you can work it in and make it work, it's so much funnier to have that moment rather than just let it pass you by.
Absolutely.
Look at the couple, not at the room. If you are nervous, make sure that you're, I think I looked, I don't even know where I looked, but I was quite nervous. But then I can't remember where I looked, but I did try and look at you guys as much as I could, but I knew that it would make me emotional. So I tried not to be too, like look at you too much. So
we're an emotional pair.
And then breathe before you start speaking. Take a moment, like regulate yourself, think about what you're about to do and go, okay, right, this is for them, not for me. And then get on with it.
One thing I'd add to that is don't drink too much beforehand.
Definitely don't drink too much.
I get having a couple to, like, you're socialising, but also for your nerves.
And enjoy yourself. Yeah, enjoy the wedding.
But if you're absolutely hammered, that makes the nerves worse. And then you jump around, the speeches get repeated.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's just a bit of a mess.
Yeah. Try your best to only have a few. Like, I'd had a few before yours, but I wasn't like incoherent. Like,
no.
I think I just read my speech like word for word off the page, because I knew that if I was to go off, I'd never get back. There's a balance between sort of the emotional side and the funny side.
Yeah, for sure.
Of a speech. Like, so try and have a bit of a mix of all of that. So start with something light and fun, and then you can end sort of in a more sincere way,
Yeah.
Tell the funny stories throughout the beginning, and then you sort of can go more into the emotional stuff. I think if you go straight in with a heavy emotional side of it, it can be quite...
Yeah, like the boys who did Ellis's best man speech were his brother and his friend from primary school, like one of his closest friends, and they went through, and it is a joke, really. It's quite laughable that Ellis has had a ridiculous amount of jobs.
Yes, he
has done so many different things, and I can guarantee he would have told everyone that this is what I'm going to do forever. And they made a joke about that, and then Harry, rather than said shop fitter, they said he was a shoplifter, which was really funny. And then that was like not long before he became a police officer, which is what he does now.
Yeah.
And then they were like, but seriously, we're really proud of you for finally actually finding the career you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do that when he was 17.
Yeah.
But they made a joke about all the other jobs.
But
in
then,
between.
then came back to the fact that they are really proud of him and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. No, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their speech was really, really well thought out.
I don't know how many times Billy's been a best man, but he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, bless him. Bless him. It's okay if you cry. Don't apologise for crying.
Yeah.
And don't make a big thing of it. Like, oh God, I'm sorry, and he's sort of crying. Like, if you're crying, you're crying, and that's okay.
You cried. Oh, Sam's over here. You cried, didn't you?
No.
Allergies.
Sam cried a lot throughout his speech.
Ellis had a little like.
Yeah.
Dad did in both of ours.
Sam did joke about his. Yeah, Dad cried in my speech. He knew that the last line was going to make him cry, because every time he practiced it, he cried.
Do you know what it was?
No, I can't remember what it was.
I can't recall.
But he also cried when he said something along the lines of, like the fact that I'd worked so hard and I'm very creative. And
he didn't think that was going to get him, did he?
And he said, and a testament of that is what's in this room today. And he cried at that. So, and he didn't think that was going to make him cry at all, but he did. So, yeah, he knew that the end was going to make him cry. And I think he knew that the bit that he cried at for yours, I can't remember what it was for yours. but he knew that was going to make him
Might
cry.
have been about being pregnant. I can't remember.
No, I don't think it is. I think it was like the same as mine, where it was like a bit of advice at the end.
Yeah.
He wasn't really very emotional about your pregnancy. He's been much more emotional since she's been here.
Yeah.
I think for him it's like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like now, obviously, he's different, isn't he?
Tiny best friend.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the different roles for the different people. So best person, so that could be best man or best woman.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on friendship and growth.
Yep.
Sibling, childhood to adulthood arc. I think I did do a bit of that, to be fair, and so did you. Parent, pride, welcome, let go.
Mm-hmm.
So like welcoming in the new family member and letting go of their child. And then friend group speaker, never heard of this. Choose one voice, not many. So if you're having somebody that's sort of representing you, don't have everybody doing little speeches. Just have people doing like, you know, send your joke to this person or whatever.
I think with that, you don't need to have all your friends doing a speech.
No.
And so in that sense, get them to do a reading instead or something like that.
Yeah, if you want to include people, there's loads of ways to include them that isn't speeches.
I think we're really lucky again, and we've talked about it before, that our families are still all together. There's no divorces, there's no separations in our families.
Yeah.
Whereas that makes it a bit more complicated, especially if people have like separated young.
Mm-hmm.
Like our friend, for her wedding, her stepdad started walking her down her aisle, or walked her to the church, and then her dad walked her down the aisle. Is that right?
Who's that?
Meg.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think both her dad and her stepdad did the speech.
Yeah, they both did a speech, yeah.
Which is lovely. But they've got very different parts of the story.
But then if that's the case, if you do have that, then I probably wouldn't. So say we each had 4 speeches.
Yeah.
If there was a stepdad and a dad, I probably wouldn't have had you do a speech.
No, I agree.
Because there is a limit on how many speeches you want, or you say to both of them, like, okay, can you try and make your speech under 10 minutes each?
Yeah.
Like, which you don't want to stifle them, and you don't want them to, like, not say things because they don't have enough time to. But at the same time, you don't want them to be, like, health, you know, there's 20-minute speeches, then you've still got best man, groom, and maid of honour to go.
Yeah.
So, like, if that is the case, that you're having, you know, 2 father of the bride speeches, for example, then just be more cautious on any other speeches that you're having. Just like don't think about the individual speeches, think about the speeches timings as a whole.
Yeah.
You want to stay in an ideal world around 30 minutes.
Yeah.
45 is fine, but you don't really want to go much longer than 45 minutes.
Nope.
Okay. End your speech with a toast that lands. Like, so I think what my dad always ends his with a quote.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he said, as a great philosopher once said, something about a happy wife or something. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but something along those lines.
Yeah, Billy and Harry had like a joke. Like,
I wonder if I've got it on my phone, actually.
Billy asked multiple people if he should put this in. I think we've talked about it before. Asked multiple people if he should put this joke in, and they all said no. And he did it anyway, and it actually was really funny. And it was the like something about the rugby positions.
Oh yes,
yeah. I'll see if I can get that bit up and see if he doesn't mind me sharing it. But it was about rugby positions and positions in the bedroom.
Yeah,
but it landed, and it was really funny.
Dad finished it with some sort of speech, like quote of some sort. A great philosopher once said, blah 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 blah. I finished my speech with something about look after my sister. I got to grow up with her. Now you get to grow old with her. Like something along those lines. So pick some like a memorable last line, you know, that's going to sort of round off the speech well.
Yeah.
That's going to make it, pick something that's really going to make sort of an impactful or emotional or funny, anything, but like pick a line that you definitely want to end your speech with. You don't want to
It can
be
be
like,
cheesy as hell, but people will love it.
You can jump around in your speech as much as you like.
Jump around. Sorry.
Please, can we just finish this? You can jump around in your speech as much as you like. You don't have to follow a specific pattern of what you've written, but make sure that you know what line you're finishing on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you'd have your welcome and your end.
Yeah, definitely. Though, like everything else in the middle can be mixed up, but make sure that those two are strong.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to leave a lasting impression for people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our sort of take on speeches.
Yep.
I don't really have anything else to say on speeches. Do you?
No, we don't want to make this too long because then it'll be like a boring speech.
Good point, well made. So,
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Siri.
Down.
For now, I'm Philippa.
I'm Hayley.
This was Confetti Conversations, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.